Hi, everyone. Happy Friday, and welcome to a new series I like to call WellyBelly Talks with Kylene. How can we make your belly well today? So I just had this idea in the past week or so, and so I'm going to be coming on every Friday, and this is going to be a very organic thing, kind of like sitting around having coffee. I want to talk about what you want to talk about in relation to your gut health. So for those of you who don't know me, or maybe are getting tagged in the video or have never seen anything I do before, my name is Kylene. I'm a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner. I am the founder of My Balanced Biome, and I help people all across the country who struggle with chronic digestive issues. And so that is my specialty, is working with people who are not finding answers through maybe some conventional testing or blood work, or they've tried every diet, or they've had acid reflux for years and years and they just cannot figure it out. That's where I come in. So I'm excited to work with all my clients and help them to feel better and identify food sensitivities and hidden stressors like heavy metals or mold or pathogens in their gut. Primarily is what I typically find, a lot of bacteria and parasites and all these kinds of things. So I wanted to create this little forum where we can talk about things that are gut health related and things that impact everybody. So yeah, that's kind of where I wanted to start. And what I would love from you, because I really want this to be something that is interesting and applicable for you if you're watching this. So make sure to comment below. Let me know that you're here, either live or replay. I would love to say hello to you. And as we sort of go along with these topics, if there's something specific that you would like me to talk about, please let me know, because I would love to plan out some topics that are very specific to what you're looking for. So today I wanted to share a little fun fact. So these talks are going to be very like I said, organic and not super scholastic or anything like that. And by the way, these are my blue light blocking glasses. So I'm sitting in front of my laptop and I work in front of my laptop all day, every day. And so I got these blue light blockers on Amazon. So if you guys don't know what blue light blockers are, they block the blue light from your devices. And actually, I'll show you how it works really quickly. This wasn't going to be my fun fact, but it is going to be my fun fact. The fun fact is that everybody should have, sorry, I'm looking for the little device that comes with it. Everybody should have blue light blocking glasses. And maybe it fell on the floor because I have a cat. It's another fun fact. My cat is really annoying. Okay, well, I don't have the light, but what I'll show you is this. So this is a little card that when the light shines on it, actually I can do it with, cell phones are so cool. I'm gonna turn the highlighter on, or the flashlight. Okay, so if you see where it is shining, well, there's not a lot of blue light there. Okay, so when the sun shines on this, or when I have this little light thingy, it shines on this and it turns it dark blue. And then if you put your glasses on top of it and shine the light through it, it stays the same color. So it's a little like checks and balance, is this working? And it's really cool. So these block the blue light. And the reason you wanna block the blue light is because blue light is from the sun. So during the daytime, it tells our bodies that it's daytime. And now that we're getting all of this blue light from our devices, it throws off our circadian rhythms. So how many of you are, scrolling through your phone after work at night when the sun has gone down, or maybe you want to watch some TV to chill out at night for bedtime or whatever? The blue light from those devices tells your brain that it's daylight, and because it tells your brain that it's daylight, for every hour, I think it is, that you're exposed to blue light in the evening, half hour, it suppresses your melatonin production for 1 hour. So a little bit of blue light in the evening suppresses your melatonin production, and that's what we don't want, because the light is telling your brain that it's daylight, and the melatonin is not being produced to tell you that it's time to go to sleep. A melatonin, fun fact, is lots of fun facts, is also produced highly regulated in your gut. So what we see is that if your gut is really, really healthy, you're going to be producing a lot of melatonin. And if it's not healthy, you are not going to be producing very much melatonin. So that's a little fun fact, two fun facts, melatonin and blue light, if you are having trouble sleeping or with your circadian rhythm. So, like I said, this is called WellyBelly Talks with Kylene. This is the very first episode. And so it's I thought today would be fun to start with sort of a history, like a real brief, like we're going to keep this super simple, but a real brief history of why we have a problem with nutrition in the world today. And so that's what I would like to talk about. And again, if you're watching live or replay, please comment below so I can say hello to you and let me know what topics you would like to cover on future Fridays. Hashtag Future Friday. Okay. So let's talk about the history. Patrick and I were actually talking about this the other day. So it's no secret that these chronic diseases, things like asthma and people getting sick more frequently, and autoimmune diseases and diabetes, all these things that are way more frequent than they ever were 100, 200 years ago. Like, we know, you can look at the charts, that all of these things, and in children as well, are all on the rise, right? And so we think, well, how is this associated? Well, first of all, how is it associated with gut health? And then how is that associated with our nutrient supply? Well, let's break it down. So our gut health, the reason I focus so much on making your belly well and working on gut health is because it's literally connected to every single system in your body. You want to improve your immune system? Guess where your immune system lies? In your gut, like 70 to 80% of it, okay? So if you have an inflamed, damaged gut because you're eating too many food sensitivities or you have too many pathogens, your immune system, you're probably gonna get sick all the time, you're gonna have sinus infections, you're gonna catch every cold, you're gonna catch every flu, or you're gonna feel super fatigued and you have suppressed immune system, maybe it can't react to everything because it's too overburdened. Start in the gut. You have brain issues and brain fog and memory, as I'm trying to remember the word, and memory and cognition, all these different things, and you want to just feel mentally more present and able to focus, start in the gut. Your gut regulates a lot of your neurotransmitters. So again, if your gut is not functioning properly, you may not be creating or signaling your neurotransmitters properly. And your gut actually communicates to your brain through the vagus nerve about 8 times more than your brain communicates to your gut. So you want to work on the brain, you start with the gut. So it really doesn't matter what system, hormones, immune system, brain, energy, whatever, inflammation, you always want to start with the gut. And that's like the foundational thing. And so then you think, okay, well, what impacts the gut, right? And why are we having all these problems? Well, this isn't a blanket answer, but our nutrition sucks. And it sort of is a blanket answer because it sucks everywhere. And the reason that it sucks everywhere is because you can even be eating the healthiest diet. You can be eating salads every day, you can be eating green smoothies every day, and can still be nutrient deficient. Or you could be eating things that cause a lot of inflammation. So why, if you are eating such a nutrient-dense, healthy, plant-based diet, why would you still be nutrient deficient or have these problems? Well, we really have to rewind back for this. And it goes back to the fact that before, basically pre and post World War II. So pre-World War II, everybody had gardens in their backyard. It's how a lot of people survived during the Great Depression. There was a lot of like farm to table, like local communities, local gardens, backyard gardens, your local grocer, all this kind of stuff, right? And then post-World War II, we have sort of the industrialization of the food process. And we also had a change in farming around this time. So after World War II, there became a lot more of processed foods, and there also became more availability to pull food. So like I can get oranges from Florida now. So if they're not in season, it doesn't matter. I can get them all year. And, all these different, I can get them from other parts of the world because we have all this trade going on. And then we also had this change in farming where they used to rotate their crops and then take like the 7th year off and give the soil a break. Now they do monocrops to increase yield and all this kind of stuff. But what this does is it depletes our soil. So we have an increase in processed foods. And even if we're eating these really healthy vegetables and grains or whatever, and we're getting it from a farming process, we're getting it from this depleted soil. So what has happened is the nutrient density of a peach, for example, 50 years ago is about 50 times more than a peach that you would find today because of the soil depletion. So again, you have this increase of processed foods, which means an increase of refined ingredients, an increase in sugar, an increase in all this kind of stuff. So you have all this stuff available to you. And then even if you try to eat healthy, you have a decrease in the nutrients. And this provides a huge, huge problem for the health of our guts. And so why are we seeing all of these diseases and all of these immune system reactions and all of this health go down the tube? Basically, it's a multifactorial thing. There is less nutrients, there is more sugar, and there's a lot more reactions to things like pesticides. So for example, grains, which are typically considered a very healthy thing, right? They are a very heavily pesticide sprayed crop. So if you get something like corn or wheat, for example, is heavily sprayed with glyphosate. And we know, you've probably heard that term a lot because it's the main ingredient in Roundup, and it's gone through the court system and it's had all these lawsuits against it. It's been associated with cancer now and all this kind of stuff. Glyphosate is shown in parts per million, like minuscule, you can't even see the amount, can kill beneficial gut flora. Now, well, I'm not drinking Roundup, so is this a problem? Yes, because if you're eating a crop that was sprayed with this, you're getting a decent dose. And here's what is really fascinating. The EWG last year, I think it was last year, did a study on breakfast cereals. So we have like these heart-healthy, whole grain cereals like Cheerios, and I can't even remember because I don't really eat cereals anymore. I'm trying to remember, like, what's that oat? What's that brand that's like the oat squares? Anyways, you know what I'm talking about. All these heart-healthy, grain-based, oat-based, wheat-based, all these cereals, okay? And snack bars and breakfast bars and things like that are going to have this heart-healthy label on it, right? Well, they did this study and they found that one serving size of these cereals and these healthy breakfasts and that sort of thing was higher in the dose of glyphosate per serving than was considered safe for children, okay? And what my thought there is, whoever measures a serving of cereal, it's usually something ridiculous like half a cup or three-quarters of a cup, and we're probably eating more like a cup to a cup and a half and then putting berries on it and all this kind of stuff, right? Like, tell me I'm not alone. But what they were finding is, look, you're having this exposure, and then that's probably not the only serving of that grain you're having that day. Maybe you have some bread at lunch, maybe you have some pasta at dinner, maybe you have this fruit that was sprayed with this pesticide, maybe you have this vegetable that was sprayed with a pesticide. It's not just eating unhealthy foods, it's these healthy foods that are being sprayed with these things. So then we have this conglomeration here. We have fewer nutrients, more processed, more access to sugars, everything's sort of refined. And then we also have the use of pesticides and chemicals. And what this does is it breaks down our gut. It causes inflammation. It kills the beneficial bacteria. And it just really creates this cascade of inflammation. And what happens is, like I said at the beginning, pretty much everything can be linked back to the gut. And so what happens is we think, oh, I don't have constipation, I don't have anything wrong with my gut. But if you have brain fog, if you have inflammation, if you have joint pain, if you have fatigue, if you have hormone imbalances, if you have acid reflux, if you're burping, if you have all these different things, it doesn't have to sound like it's gut related in order to be associated with the gut. So I thought and I'm going to keep these really short. I'm going to try to keep them between like 15 and 30 minutes. So that's my little WellyBelly talk for today, is a little bit of history about why our bellies are not as well as they used to be and some of the factors that have compounded to create this problem. So what I would like to hear from you is, one, did you learn anything in this video? Was anything interesting? Was there an aha or a that's interesting? And two, is there anything that you would like me to talk about maybe next Friday when we have our next WellyBelly talk? Until then, I will see you around social media, and I hope you have an amazing weekend. Bye-bye.